Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? You guys all having a good time? Yeah. So first, on behalf of our entire convention team, thank you. Thank you to everyone who's traveled from across the country to attend this event, to every volunteer, organizer, sponsor, family, and clergy member that has prayed and put effort into this weekend. We have been planning and praying for this convention for many, many months, and seeing you all here has made every late night and every early morning worth it. But there's one question that our board has asked ourselves countless times throughout this process. Why? Why did we organize a Catholic convention like this? Why spend weekends traveling for outreach, countless planning meetings, endless phone calls, and months of preparation for 4 days that seem to pass by in a blink of an eye? For me, the answer starts long before this convention. Like many of you, I was born into this church. I've never known a life before Eparchy was established here in Chicago 25 years ago. But I also grew up in a family that was deeply involved in the church long before I was born. So involved, in fact, when I was little, I was pretty convinced Jacob Padav was actually my grandfather's brother. My mom still reminds me that I was the first child he picked up immediately after becoming a bishop on July 1st, 2001. To my 2-year-old self, he wasn't just bishop. He was simply Palyacha. As I've come to find out, Jacob Padav has had that type of relationship with a lot of other youth as they've grown up, making our cathedral feel like a small family where he's our sweet uncle. A few years later, my family moved from Chicago to Southeast Indiana, where we were extremely active in setting up our St. Chavra Syro Malabar mission in Cincinnati. However, from being at a small mission, I always felt a gaping hole from not having many other Syro Malabar young youth or having a solid church friend group to see every weekend. That is why the national experiences we've put on has made a huge impact for me. From DYLG, summits, retreats, conferences, the Houston Convention, those moments showed me something bigger than my own parish. They showed me what our church could become when young people from across the country come together and how great it can feel. That journey eventually led me to the 2023 summit in Baltimore, where I was invited to be an event organizer and brought into our regional dance to represent the Midwest. It was the first time I had the opportunity to serve our church on a national level, and it finally filled our hole I was longing for by creating a friend group from the church. That friendship fueled a pride in representing our beloved cathedral, but also taking active involvement to create consistent opportunities for young adults to be involved locally, such as prayer meetings, retreats, social events, and more. I also felt the calling that if I was ever in a position to be a key organizer for a national Syro Malabar event, I would give my full heart and soul to that project to give others the same opportunity that I had. When I received the call to lead this team, there was very little hesitation I had in mind. However, a national convention is not something you can put on alone or just with your own church. Father Melvin and I believed that if it was truly going to be a national convention, it needed to be built by a national team. Not just because they're talented, but because this convention was never meant to belong to Chicago alone. While the cathedral is the host parish, every volunteer, every board member, and every participant should feel ownership of hosting this weekend. Looking around the stage, I can honestly say I'm incredibly proud that we accomplished exactly that. Our convention board came from very different states, professions, cultures, personalities, and experiences. Yet every single person shared one thing in common. They genuinely viewed this convention as an opportunity to help others and make a positive impact on our community. Now, to lead a convention, it takes a strong commitment to faith, social ethics, and execution. Aside from good intentions, leading a convention takes a lot of problem solving, math, organization, relentless confidence, and most importantly, trust. Trust that the people we have on our team are some of the best and brightest individuals who are capable of handling insanely major responsibilities as faithful representatives of the eparchy. I'm also proud to say that the team of young adults you've seen running around with the radios and earpieces is exactly what we've been praying for to lead this church. I've seen this team work through thick and thin, side by side with the clergy and different people across generations and cultures. To us, this convention was always much more than the 4 days of the actual event. We've developed deep friendships through this process, understanding of how each parish operates from our outreach trips, having insightful discussions with the Curia members from all the meetings we've had at the Bishop's House in the Annex. This convention is a current reflection of the status of our eparchy. Are the young adults willing to still come through to these events now that we're old enough to decide for ourselves? What hurdles from our process stem from deeper issues that are outside the scope of this convention? Our team members aren't just event planners. I've seen firsthand the visionary and deep thinking from each individual that come on the stage, and many more that won't be recognized publicly. As you all leave this convention, I wish you all leave this experience with great hope for our next generation that is looking to take on the torch set up from Jacob Padav and all the people who sacrificed so much to set up this eparchy. I truly believe that what God is starting in our church is only just the beginning, a sunset of our first major chapter and a dawn of a new age. Thank you all once again for trusting us to support you all in leading this convention. God bless you all, and may God bless the future of the Syro Malabar Catholic Eparchy of Chicago. I hope our generation continues to make you all proud. And now I'd like to invite Father Melvin Paul to do the recognition for each of our board members.
So my dear friends, in conjunction with what Matt was saying, they just didn't manage logistics or run schedules. They became the hands and feet of Christ. You guys gave everything you had, and today our hearts are full because of yours. We're empty from giving so much. On behalf of everyone here, thank you for your beautiful, selfless dedication. You are the heartbeat of this Jubilee. And to show our small token of gratitude, I would like to call up our core team members to receive a plaque of appreciation. Please come forward as your name is called, and let's hold our applause until the very end so we can honor everyone. First of all, the Logistics Director, Melissa Tarineo. Next, the Logistics Director, Brian Concheria. Leah Concheria, the Events Director. Huh? Okay. Once again, hold the applause until the very end. For next, we have the Events Director, Remia Reggie. Faith and Worship Lead, Joel Mukat. Registration and Hospitality, Caitlin Matthew. And again, Registration and Hospitality Lead, Christina Matthew. Outreach and Operations Lead, Ryan Matthew. Outreach and Operations Lead, Ashlyn Rocky. National Outreach Director, Nimmi Roy. Chief of Staff, Ritan Joseph. Finance Manager, Dylan Matthew. Organizational Advisor, Tarun Matai. Sponsorship Director, Nina George. Speaker, Content Director, Melissa Putembra. Operations Director, George Nalikunel. Internal Director, Kenida Kumblueli. Convention Executive Director, Matt Thomas. And ladies and gentlemen, please give a massive, heartfelt round of applause to the team that made it all possible. God bless you.
Good evening. My name is Andy Thomas. I am the finance chairman for this convention. It is a joy to stand here, see you all taking part in the Silver Jubilee convention. I did most of my speaking to the sponsors yesterday at the sponsors dinner at level 33. But I still need to tell you why we need to honor the sponsors who are going to come on the stage today. When we did the budget for this convention, the finance team had to raise more than $1 million in sponsorship fund in order to reduce the cost of the convention fee or registration fee for all the families that have come today here. And that was more than 1,200 per family. That was a Herculean task. And we took on the challenge, told the bishop, we'll work on it, we will make it happen. And indeed, we did make it happen. We were able to get the sponsorship for about $1.2 million for this convention. To ask money is a difficult thing. But to open up the heart is also not easy to part with money. But whoever we asked, most of them said yes. Of course, we had to ask a couple of times to certain people, but eventually they said yes. And that helped us to get up to where we are. Now to raise this $1.2 million, we had to have, normally you go 5,000, 2,000, 1,000 and so on in sponsorships, but we have to go here 100,000, 75,000, 50,000, 25,000, 15,000, 10,000 and 5,000. Those were big numbers, and they were able to take on it. We made the $100,000 an exclusive crown sponsor. We made the $75,000 an exclusive premier, Jubilee premier sponsor, and then the 50,000 diamond sponsor, and the emerald sponsor, and sapphire sponsor, ruby sponsor, and pearl sponsor. So, all those who are sponsors, we want to thank you, and that is why we had honoring you yesterday with the sponsored dinner. Today, we want to show our gratitude in front of all this audience by offering them a plaque for the opening their heart for this convention. So I'm going to call the names of the ruby sponsors, sapphire sponsors, and pearl sponsors to the stage right now, and then the other sponsors we'll do later. Your Excellency, Marjoy Alapad, could you please come to the podium? On the court team, Vijay, Mani, Joseph Chamakala, please come to the podium. So I'm going to call the first ruby sponsor, Aningunj and Beena Vallikulam and family. Benny and Jishi Erath. Manoj Abraham and Teresa Jose and family. Tom is Sunny from Sunny Financial Strategies Inc. And Sunny Rodrigal, please.
Do you want me to say them? I can say them. Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to hand over the mic to Nina George, the sponsorship director, to call the rest of the names.
This is not the full. Biju and Betty. Okay, yes. Our Sapphire sponsors, Biju and Betty from Growing Stars. Biju and Betty. No plaque? No, sorry. Okay, next. George and Dania Nelukunil. George and Jaya Matthew Oramankara. George and Teresiama Matthew. Jaren Xavier from Tees Nation. Joy Alukas. Previous. We already did Jaren Xavier. Xavier, Tees Nation. Jaren and Deepa. Yeah. Mr. Jacob from Housify. No, that's not my phone. No, that's not my phone. Paul and Deepa. Oh my gosh. No, hold on. My phone, this is not the thing. Huh? Yeah, sorry. Paul and Deepa Vadakamcheri. Prince and Elizabeth Munyaran. Raju and Jeeva Kattadi. Did I say the last name right? Did I say the last name? Saji and Jacqueline Varghese. Shibu and Molly Augustine. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Tarun Matai. Varghese and Dolly Kurian. Varki and Sylvie Periapartu. What was your wife's name? Marin. Did I say the last name right? Yeah. Correction, that was Varki and Marin Periapartu. And Vinu and Shija Davisia from Emmanuel Travels. Are we doing Pearl sponsors? Oh yeah. Emmanuel and Another. And Emmanuel and another Korean. Thank you to all of our Sapphire sponsors. Thank you. What, are we doing Pearl now? Are we doing Pearl? Right now? Okay. Hey, go through mine because it's cut off here. That's why I needed you. Yeah. Here. If you need to go through it. Okay?
What's the
Huh?
make sure it's on.
It's just I'll be. You want me to just?
Next up, we have our Pearl sponsors. Our first Pearl sponsor is Abraham and Betsy Augusti and family. Anyama Manicheril. Augustine and Mary Nadil and family. Bijoy and Rani Kappan and family. Chakochin and Shijimol Kirke family. Deepa Paul Karanganan and family. George and Miriam Gettys and family. Jason and Vandana Maliakal and family. Jairaj and Bindu Alapat and family.
Joe's Kunnell's thing, Joe's Kunnell.
Jose Kunnel and family. Joe and Rose Varagara and family. Johnson and Shinsi Maliakal and family. Joseph Siju Augustine. Lincolnwood Mortgages Services Incorporated, Mohan and Shandi Sebastian, Paul and Dolly Mangalat and family, Paulson and Sangeeta Puttur and family, Remya Reggie, Sandosh and Lynette Katukaran and family, Shabu and Sheba Matthew and family, Thomas and Maria Totukaravil and family, Thomas and Maria Totukaravil and family, Tom and Lina Perampayal and family, Tony and Elsie Devasi and family, Vivish and Deepthi Jacob and family.
Johnson and Shinsi Mayako.
We did. Can we please give a warm round of applause to all our Pearl sponsors? Thank you, everyone.
One more. See, just say we have one more. We missed. Mohan and Sandeep. Shandi. You did? Oh, they said they didn't say it. We have one more sponsor, Mohan and Shandi Sebastian. Right here. And that should conclude our Pearl sponsors.